Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And in this video, we're going to restore the headlights on this 2005 Acura RSX. If you watch this video to the end, you're going to go from this to this. If you look at this headlight, it's in pretty bad shape. It's fogging up. And I don't know if the camera could tell really well, but it's yellowing right here on the corner. And if you look at this other headlight, it's the same deal. I'm sure you've heard of other methods like using bug spray or toothpaste or maybe one of those kits that they sell at the store. But all of those solutions are just temporary and they don't really work. And if you follow the method that I'm going to be showing you guys are going to see that the headlights are going to look brand new, and it's also a permanent fix. Let's go ahead and get straight into this. The first thing you're going to need is 3 different types of sandpaper. You're going to need 400 grit, 600 grit, and 2000 grit. The next thing that you're going to need is just some regular rubbing alcohol. You're also going to need some type of water source. In my case, I used a spray bottle, but you could use anything like a water hose or any other type of water source. You're also going to need some tape. You're also going to need to cut a trash bag in half, and we're going to use that as well. You're also going to need some scissors, guys. And last but not least, guys, you guys are going to need some clear coat. When looking for clear coat, you're going to want something that's heat resistant and it's also non-yellowing. So now that you know exactly what we need, let's get started on this Acura. Guys, don't be discouraged. This process is quick and easy, and it leaves really great results at the end that make your headlights look amazing. So the first step that you want to take is to remove your headlights if they're easily removable. But in my case, to take the headlights off, I have to drop the whole bumper, so I'm going to just do it while it's on the car. So if your headlights are super yellowy and in bad shape, you're going to want to start off with some 400 grit sandpaper. This sandpaper is the roughest out of the 3. Once you're done sanding it with the 400 grit, you're going to want to use 600 grit. This is a little finer. And then at the very end, you're going to finish it off with 2000 grit, which is super fine. But before you do that, you're going to want to use this painter's tape and wrap it around the whole headlight so you don't scratch the paint. Be sure to take your time when you wrap the headlight. You want to make sure that there's no paint exposed so you don't scratch the paint with the sandpaper. Headlights are fully wrapped, guys. And if you look closely, you can see just how much these headlights have faded. So now the next step you're going to do is you're going to take your 400 grit sandpaper, some water, and you're going to want to start spraying down the entire surface of the headlight. Make sure it's completely wet. You're also going to want to wet your sandpaper. This water is going to act as a lubricant. And so now I'm going to start scrubbing the surface of the headlight. But while I scrub, you want to make sure that you keep the surface wet at all times. And also when you press down, you don't want to press down super hard. So you're going to start rubbing in a circular motion, guys. And you're not going to press too hard. You're just going to lightly scrub. You'll start noticing some white stuff coming off of the headlight. And that's completely normal. That's all that oxidation coming off of the headlight that's built up over time. And just do this lightly all the way around the headlight. And you can see all that stuff coming off. So now that I'm finished with that step, guys, the next thing to do is to scrub the whole headlight again. But this time, instead of going in circular motion, you're just going to go side to side throughout the whole headlight. And this is just to give the clear coat something to hold on to later. But I want to remind you guys not to press down hard. I'm just lightly scrubbing. So guys, to know when you're done with the 400 grit stage, if you look all around the headlight, you should no longer see any yellowish spots. It should still be hazy, but that's normal because that's just from the sanding you were doing a while ago. But overall, it should look clear and hazy. Now on to the next phase. We're going to use the 600 grit, and it's going to be the same process with the entire headlight. With your sandpaper as well. And with the 600 grit, you could press way harder. because this is more fine. And once again, you're gonna go in a circular motion. Now you should notice more of the smaller particles falling off the headlight. So now that you're done with that part of the sand, you're gonna want to re-wet your sandpaper, and now you're gonna go horizontally. And again, that's so the clear coat has something to grab onto later when you spray the headlight. It should be way smoother now, and that top layer of oxidation should be completely gone now. The next phase is to use the 2000 grit, but before you even do that, you're going to want to make sure you clean the headlight off good by spraying it down with some water and a paper towel or a rag, and make sure it's completely clean. The reason we do this is because any leftover particles can get clogged in the 2000 grit sandpaper, and then it just won't work the same anymore. So to get the best effect, you want to make sure this headlight's completely cleaned off and there's no particles. Now that it's fully dried off, guys, let's get to work on the 2000 grit. So we're going to wet the whole headlight again. Keep the surface nice and wet. Also wet your sandpaper. And with the 2000 grit, you're just going to want to skim along the top. You're not going to want to press down really hard. This is just to get rid of any edge that the 600 grit sandpaper left. You don't want to press really hard. You're literally just gliding across the headlight. And once you've done enough circular motion, you could go ahead and move to the horizontal motion. Wow guys, that's looking way better. So you're just gonna lightly skim across the whole headlight horizontally. So now guys, the next step after the headlight's completely dried off, you're gonna want to use some rubbing alcohol and a rag, and you're just gonna want to clean the headlight. The reason we use alcohol is because it's a good cleaning agent and it evaporates super fast. The alcohol also does remove any oils that your hands may have put on the actual headlight. Just look at how quickly that dries up, guys. Once the headlight's fully dry, it should look a lot clearer. There still should be haze all over the headlight, but that's normal, guys. Don't worry about that. Right now, the clear coat's gonna get rid of all of that. You're gonna wanna take your garbage bag and cut it in half, and then you're gonna wanna throw it over the whole vehicle to at least cover the area that you're going to be painting. You're going to want to tape it onto the car so it doesn't move. Alright, my area is fully covered, guys. Now we're just going to cut out the section where the headlight is. Once it's fully cut, guys, just re-tape the edge and the car's fully wrapped up. Let's get to the fun part. Let's just give the headlight one final wipe to make sure there's no oils or any residue left on the headlight. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I got my clear coat. Make sure you shake it up good. And what I'm gonna do is light horizontal sprays. You don't want to make it too heavy because then it's gonna run, and that's not good. We're gonna do multiple coats, guys, so don't worry if it doesn't look good after the first coat. Okay guys, that's the first coat. Let's give it a couple minutes to dry and we'll get the second coat. Check out the other headlight. Can you guys spot the difference? It's been sitting for about 5 minutes, guys. So let's go ahead and give it its second coat. If you feel like your clear coat looks a little weird, guys, don't worry. Once it dries up, it'll make itself look better. It's been about 5 minutes. Let's do our final coat. You want to make sure you get every angle of your headlight. Third layer is finally complete, guys. I gotta say, guys, that looks pretty amazing to me. So now we're just gonna give it about 24 hours to let the clear coat settle. Once you've given the clear coat about 24 hours to settle, what you wanna do is get some wax and you wanna rub it against the whole lens and then buff it out. And that's gonna make the car look perfect. So just for the sake of this video, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do the polish right now. So what you're gonna wanna do is dip your rag in and get a little bit of that polish and rub it throughout the headlight. Once you spread it through the entire headlight, go ahead and buff it out. And there you go, guys, 100% done. I went ahead and did the other side as well. Check it out, guys, crystal clear. If you did get good results and if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date on all my content. And that's going to be a wrap on this video on how to restore your headlights cheap, permanently, and fast. All right, guys, you have a good day. Peace.